Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, September 15th, 2022. My name is Jennifer Cotton, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. And that means a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So thank you for being here, whether it's your first time. Thank you so much for checking me out. Or if you've been here many times before, thank you for your support. I appreciate everybody. I saw Sue, the first one here this morning over on YouTube in cloudy Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Jackie is here. Good morning, Jackie. And France, good morning. Good to see you back. Hey, Robin. Good morning, sunshine. Cindy. Robin and Cindy and Sue are over on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Good morning. Cindy says, I'm an early bird today. Love it. And then Jean is here in cloudy, cool North Dakota. Julie, good morning. It is really cool here in Texas this morning. The temperature is 66 right now, but I believe where I am, it's going up to 90 today. But the newscaster did say this morning that this is like the last bit of summer for us. Of course, it was like for a week of 90s. But anyway, so hopefully that's good. We'll be cooling down. I am wearing shorts today, but I'm hoping I can go to jeans soon. Anyway, hey, Pat, good morning. Hey, Julie. She was right with Sue, but left to check her email. No problem, of course. I always try to start the video 2 minutes early so that the YouTube and Facebook systems will start notifying people. And by the time they get the notification and come on, I'll actually be talking. So hopefully that helps. Hey, Rhonda, good morning. Hey, Linda and Landa. So today is Landa's birthday, everybody. Happy birthday, Landa. Everybody give Landa a happy birthday. Big shout out to her. She is, if you don't know who Landa is, she is my main #1 helper who cuts and preps almost everything for you guys. This month I have many helpers due to many events. I have Shirley, Landa, Becky, Kim, and Karen helping me prep for so many events just because they all came up at one time. Anyway, so thank you to all my helpers, but Landa's my main helper. She's been helping me for years. She's the one who makes your packets so organized and nice and neat. And it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Landa. And hopefully you'll see all these comments, Landa, because you're probably over there working, even though it's your birthday. Hey, Barbara, I'm glad you got up early today. Robin, good morning. The other Robin, spelled with the Y. Veronica, good morning. Jean, thanks for sharing, by the way. Marcia, you're home. Yay. Last I talked, you said you might have to go to rehab. So good that you're home. Susie, good morning. Hey, Pat, thanks for sharing. Good morning. Veronica, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Rosemary in Long Island, where it's a beautiful day. Yes, I think a lot of people are having good weather right now. Lori in Minnesota sharing. Thank you, Lori. Can't talk. Linda, good morning. Let me scroll back down. I know we have a lot of happy birthdays going on. It's Landa's birthday today. Good morning, Cindy. Okay, so a couple of reminders. I will be adding timestamps to this video over on YouTube sometime today. So that will be down in the YouTube description. You'll be able to skip to the parts you want to if you're watching this on replay. And because I do talk, of course, about my events and specials at the beginning. Don't forget about TikTok. You can click the link that'll be here tomorrow, September 16th at some point. That's when YouTube will let me add that link. And that's where I have over 100 videos, super quick, 30 seconds to 3-minute videos where I just show quick stamping tips, sometimes a full project, usually just a tip. And so it's like quick learning, basically. So hopefully you'll go check that out. Feel free to subscribe if you want. Now for today's video on YouTube and Facebook, if you comment on either platform, you're entered to win the 3 cards I'm going to make today. They are using the Trimming the Tree stamp set and the coordinating dies, which are only limited edition, only available this month or while supplies last. They're called Tree trimmings dies. Woohoo! So I love this. Now this is an annual catalog stamp set, so it is 15% off today only. But if you want the bundle, that's going to actually be cheaper. So get the bundle today if you want the bundle. If you only want the stamp set, save 15% and get it today. So you can bundle these. You can get only the dies if you already own the set, like I did when the special came out. No problem. I just got my dies. Or you can get the bundle or whatever. It's up to you. But anyway, besides that, I will be making 3 cards with that today. And you have a chance to win them just by commenting on the video on either platform. You also can win by sharing the video on either platform, but make sure you comment that you shared on YouTube or on Facebook so that I will know you did it, because those platforms don't tell me who shared. And in September, I have an extra special. So you will be entered a second time to win these cards today for sharing. That's first of all. Then we'll take all the shares from September and, say you share all 4 videos, then you'll get entered 4 times. If you share it on 2 platforms, 8 times, we'll do the math. But anyway, I will give away 2 stamp sets called All Bundled Up. Super cute sets here. And so 2 different winners who shared my September videos. That the winners will be announced, and those will be mailed out in October. Plenty of time for the holidays. It feels like, because when you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you start showing, when you do this as a business, you start showing the holiday stuff so early that it starts to feel like it's too late. And it's like, no, it's literally not even Halloween yet. So you'll get that set in plenty of time for the holidays. Anyway, and then also, over on YouTube, if you go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bells, comment that you did that, we'll enter you again. If you follow me on Facebook, comment that you did that, we'll enter you again for the normal drawing for the weekly, because all that stuff helps me in my business. So thank you very much every time you guys do that. And that's a small way of saying thanks, is entering you to win the projects. Okay. I'm going to give you my weekly reminders of all the stuff I have going on, which is a ton. So I do Stampin' Up! As a full-time job. I've been a demonstrator almost, November is 21 years. So almost 21 years. And I started doing it as a pretty serious job, maybe 1 year in. So I've been doing it full-time 21 years. The last few years have been heavy full-time, where I offer a ton of stuff. And anyone in the US can take my events, because they're all offered to go. Anyone in the world can take my tutorials. They are offered. We're allowed to sell those anywhere. And then I have these 4 monthly classes that anyone can take, of course, all over the US to go. But these 4 in particular are also offered in person, or to check out those supplies from me and stamp at your house. If you're local, the in-person is in DeSoto, Texas. So these 4 classes are card class, scrapbook class, Stamp-A-Stack class, and sampler class. And I'll tell you more about those in a second. But I want to say any event you take from me is at minimum going to include your PDF tutorial. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. You will cut your own designer paper or kit if it's included with the fee, with the PDF instructions, of course. And then you stamp and assemble at home if you've taken it to go. So hopefully that makes sense. That will apply to everything, in case I forget to state it later when I'm talking about individual events. So those monthly classes, there's 2 that are $15 or free with a $20 order. And there are 2 that include product with them, so they're priced differently. So card class and Stamp-A-Stack class are the 2. I'm sorry, not right. That's wrong. Card class and scrapbook class are the 2 that are $15 free with a $20 order. I've shown sneak peeks of all of these pretty much either on social media, on an email, in a blog post. You can go to my events page for any sneak peeks I have on my blog. Let me pop this up here for you. This is the right one, yes. So the blog address is right there, stamptherapist.com. But I don't have any sneak peeks today because they're all out with all of my amazing helpers being cut. So card class is with the Perched in a Tree bundle. We have 2 left because the class is actually Saturday. It's in 2 days from now. and then we're mailing them on Monday. So card class, we have 2 left. They are super cute cards, in my opinion. Check out the sneak peeks. Scrapbook class, we have 1 left. Some fall pages, a page 2 to a adorable Halloween page. So if you want that, 1 left. And then the sampler and Stamp-A-Stack are the 2 that are priced a different way. Sampler is $28. It includes over $20 in merchandise. And you will make a 12 by 12 sampler. Go check out my TikToks. You can actually see the full sampler on my, my next to most recent TikTok. But what am I trying to say? It's 12 by 12 framed art, and it's $28, and that includes over 20 in merch. And then we cut back a bunch of boss. It's amazing. So go check that out. The sneak peek over on TikTok. And you can just click the link and watch the videos without having the app, or you can download the app. Okay, and then it's using soft seedlings and painted pheasant, so it's a really pretty fall sampler. It's going to look great in your home or your friend's home when you give it as a gift. And then the other class is Stamp-A-Stack, 12 cards, $30. Includes over $20 in merchandise. You're going to make 4 designs, 3 of each. I made all 4 cards on, I believe, last week's Facebook Live. I think they're super cute, and I have 2 left. So 2 samplers, 2 Stamp-A-Stacks, 2 card class, 1 scrapbook class left. If you need those links, let me know, or sign up for my email newsletter, and you'll get those links emailed to you today at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Central Time. I'm getting my times mixed up. The blog post goes out at 11 a.m. Central. Okay, let me catch up here. If you just came on, it's Landa's birthday today, so wish her a happy birthday. Good morning to, hey, Robin, thanks for sharing. Facebook user, we have a Facebook user. That's over on my VIP group. Sometimes I can't see your names for those privacy reasons here while I'm live, but I can see it later. Pam, good morning. Terry, good morning. Sunshine, although I think you just have a smiley face today, but you usually put a sunshine, so good morning, Sunshine. Stella, good morning. Pam says she loves the stamp set. Yes, by the way, this is a really good stamp set. It's in the annual catalog, so you might have missed it. It was new when that catalog came out, but it's really good. Cindy, thanks for sharing. Julie, too. Oh, wait. Oh, Julie, you shared on Facebook and YouTube. Perfect. Thank you for commenting on both. Linda, thanks for sharing. Deborah, good morning. Pat, good morning. Robin shared. Thank you, Robin. Hey, Facebook user in Colorado, good morning. Thank you for being here. And Cindy, thanks for sharing. Okay, so those are my 4 monthly classes. PDF tutorials, I will put a link to that as well. I was pointing the wrong way. If you just want tutorials. And those tutorials, you can buy all 4 if you use the class registration link at a discount, only $30 US for all 4. Then they'll be sold individually for $10 each. That's $40 if you do the math. Over on that link that I will be putting here tomorrow to my tutorial store, which is on my blog, which is right there. And just click tutorial store at the top. Okay, next up, we have our demonstrator only event in Arlington, Texas. This is for demonstrators only, so Stampin' Up! Demonstrators who want to attend. If you're local or if you're attending the Stampin' Up! Event in November, on November 12th, you can then go to ours right after, the same day at 6:30 p.m. So go grab dinner, then come on up back to the same location and do some amazing projects. So Alejandra Gomez is one of my team members. We're partnering together to do this event. You're going to get make and takes, a goodie bag, gifts, an option to participate in an organized swaps, prizes, displays, and more. We will be using the Awash and Beauty and the Happy Forest Friends bundles, and it's going to be amazing. Plus, you'll get to mingle with other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. We have team members who are amazing who are going to be doing stamping displays for you. So you'll get new ideas. You'll get ideas for classes or personal use with what we supply and their demonstration. They're not demonstrating due to time, but they have displays for us, etc. And they will be there in the room, so you can ask them questions if you want. It's going to be amazing. So if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can come to that. If you're not, I don't know why you're not, because there's so many benefits of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Discounts, friends, gatherings, virtual gatherings, Stampin' Up! Support, me support. Like, it really is a win-win. So you can join, and you have until September 20th to sign up for the Stampin' Up! Event in Arlington, which of course will be amazing. Of course. Tell me if you're going to that. And there's locations, by the way, not only in Arlington, all around the US and Canada and other locations as well. So even if you join and you live somewhere else, you can see if you want to go to a different location, of course, for the Stampin' Up! Event on November 12th. But only until September 20th, and then they are cutting off registration because they have to prep, of course. So join by September 20th and then register for that event. Well, of course, I can answer any questions about all of this stuff. It's only $99 to join. You get more than that in your kit. Like, it's a win-win. Today's a good day to do that, by the way, because stamps in the annual catalog are 15% off. You would be able to get more value in that kit. Okay, next up, October Retreat in a Box. I don't have any samples made yet, but of course they're going to be amazing. So this is basically a weekend retreat to go. We are having an in-person weekend retreat in October, but it is full. It's a small location, so it's pretty much always full. But join our Simply Spoiled Retreats Facebook group. Links to that in this video description to know when we have spots open for our in-person retreats. But anyway, you can take it to go. We'll use Sweetest Christmas for the retreat make and takes. That includes 10 or more make and takes, $50 goodie bag, gifts, a bag, and PDF tutorial, of course. So it's a great deal, and it's a lot of fun. You can do it with friends. You can do it by yourself. You can do whatever you want and whenever you want. Within that event, you can take 2 optional classes, one or the other or both. Frosted Flurry Stamp-A-Stack class that I will be designing. 12 cards, a ton of product with your fee, etc. And that class, what am I trying to say? Yeah, Stamp-A-Stack. Okay. And then the other one is the Santa's delivery class that April McCrite designs. And it's amazing. I've seen it. You get to make a wreath, a mini album, and gift tags with that class, and a ton of product with the fee. So yes, you can take only her class, only my class, only the retreat in a box, or mix and match. When you click that registration link, you can add on the bundles we're using. You can leave them off. It's so flexible. So any questions, let me know. Oh, Julie says it's her son's birthday today. Also Landa. So yeah, you have a birthday partner there. Dolly shared. Thank you, Dolly. And good morning. Hello, Facebook user. Hey, Stacy in South Florida. Thank you for sharing. Hey, Debbie, good morning. Mary Ann's going to be in and out. We'll catch replay, no problem. Okay. Now, we do have an in-person retreat coming up in April of 2023 that you can attend. There's still space. It's in Temple, Texas. Anyone can go. And with an in-person retreat, you get a table all to yourself, 8 feet at this location. You get to use April and my stamps, punches, dies, die cut machines. You get to work on anything you want. You can also do our make and takes there with our supplies. You can take the classes, and they're self-paced, so they'll be set up all weekend, and you can go make those with our supplies, etc. So and of course you get all your meals. So the weekend retreat is awesome, and that in April or probably in March, but anyway, it will be offered to go as well. But you can register for the in-person now, so we still have space available for that. If you have any questions on any of this, let me know. Just join my email newsletter, and it will all be emailed to you. And join those Facebook groups and all that. Okay. October 1st is World Card Making Day. Did y'all know that? So Stampin' Up! Is having a virtual World Card Making Day event. You will be able to, anyone, demonstrators or non-demonstrators, will be able to watch this live 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. It will be recorded, and I don't have the info yet, or if it's out there, I just haven't seen it, but on where to watch the recordings, but it will be known. Like, it's not anything to worry about. If you can't be live, you can watch the recording. And then within that event, they're going to be featuring 3 bundles that they will be making projects with: cottage rose, cottage wreaths, and warm welcome. I always want to call that welcome home, but it's called warm. I think I just cut out for a minute. It's called warm welcome bundle. So, I got distracted because I got a phone call on my phone, which actually, no, that did not interrupt you guys. That's the other camera that points down. But anyway, it still distracted me. Long story short, if you have these bundles, you can stamp along with them. They're going to provide, actually, it's on this flyer, which there's a link to in my Facebook page, emails, etc. I'm not Facebook, blog. You can stamp along, or you can just watch. You can craft on your own while you watch. You can do whatever you want. But on that flyer, which you cannot see all of on the screen right now, is the list of ink, paper, etc. you would need. And then that warm welcome bundle is a sneak peek release from our January to June catalog that will come out in January. Now, if you're a demonstrator, you get to see it early, but if you go to On Stage in November, on November 12th, you get to receive the 2 new catalogs on that date, on November 12th. So that's another perk, but that's the catalog this will be in. Also, by the way, there's a Stampin' Up video by Sarah Douglas. If you just search Sarah Douglas, S-A-R-A, she's our CEO, and she showed us what some of what we're getting at that On Stage event with Stampin' Up. Anyway, that was a random side note. Okay, so warm welcome. You can buy it now. If you buy warm welcome or one of the other 2 bundles, you will get a free pack of iridescent pearls with your order. Just make sure you add those onto your order, and you should see a 0 price. So any questions, let me know. And then that's World Card Making Day. I think I said it all. Last but not least, besides the cruise, on the events is Stamping Bingo. And this is just a pre-announcement. You cannot register yet because I haven't had time to set up my registration link. I hopefully will have that set up by next week when I do my next bingo, which is Thursday. But anyway, Thursday, December 8th, mark your calendars, 6:30 Central on Zoom. We will have Stamping Bingo class with games. And you'll want to register by November 27th. I will decide by next week what stamp set or bundle I will be using, but your projects are going to be holiday or Christmas gift tags for that class. So we get together on Zoom, we play games for door prizes, bingo games, and then you get to stamp along with me if you want. And in this case, we'll make Christmas gift tags on December 8th, I think, which is right on time to make those gift tags, in my opinion. Okay, so I do have stamp crafting cruises coming up November. I have no clue why I said November. January 29th, 2023, January 28th, 2024, Galveston, Texas, Allure of the Seas this year, Harmony of the Seas next time. You get at least a half a table, because these conference rooms are small. You get at least a half a table per person to yourself to use throughout the week. You get 6 classes included with your fee that are self-paced, that you can come in that crop room. If you're a night owl, you can go in at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. If you're a morning person, you can go in at 5, 6 a.m. or any other time of the day, in between shows, in between meals, because there's like 5 meals at minimum on a cruise, right? In between going to the pool, etc. And then April and I are in the room part of each day. We're there to help you. You have PDF tutorial, like, it's amazing. And then there's prizes, giveaways, goodie bag. It's amazing. And the great thing about our crafting cruises is you can bring anyone you want with you. They do not have to do the crafting portion, but they get to pay, I guess, so much less money for the cruise because it's a group rate, and our group rate is going to beat any Royal Caribbean specials. So ask me if you want info on that. You can get on the wait list for 2023, which, you know, is usually a pretty good chance someone won't be able to go after all. So get on that wait list, or you can, right now, 2024 still has space available. So you can join that one. And 2024, of course, it gives you a ton of time to pay it off because you can make payments in any increments you want. Okay, it's awesome. Y'all should go and check it out because the cruise lines have changed their, you know, they've lightened their, what is it called, vaccine restrictions. So check it out. Okay, specials. Today is a big day. We have 15% off all annual catalog stamp sets. Shout out if you already placed your order for 15% off annual catalog stamp sets. It's every stamp set in the annual catalog, which is the big one, except for the host ones, which they never put the host ones on sale. So to me, that's obvious. I have my book open to the one we're using today, Trimming the Tree. Check out Peaceful Deer there, but literally any stamp set you see in here will be 15% off. Or just go to the store, click specials, stamp sale. Easy. And good morning, Martha, by the way, and good morning, Jean. And Margie, hello. Cindy may have to catch replay. That's no problem. Yes, Suzanne. Temple, is it Rena's, if I can say it properly? Which, so if you've been there, since you're asking, you know how awesome it is with the big tables and all that stuff. So pretty cool. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Kathy. I don't know how far back I went. Hey, Margaret, thanks for sharing. Sarah, good morning to you. Barbara, yay for discounts. Plus, if you're a demonstrator, you get your discount on top of the 15%, correct? So all demonstrators get at least 20% off. So that's a minimum 35% off today. But a lot of us get 25%. And a lot of us earn a lot more than 25% because it can fluctuate month. It never goes lower than 20, but it can go higher. So I want to give Suzanne a shout out here for encouraging you guys that Rena's is fabulous. Rena is the name of the owner of the retreat that we go to in Temple. It's called Rockin' R. So yeah, it's really a good, and it's huge. Like you don't feel like we do at some of our retreats so cramped next to the person next to you. And that's not even a COVID thing. That's a, I can't move my elbows and stamp thing. So, or if I scoop my chair back, I'm going to bump into the person behind me. So much space there. Anyway, thank you, Suzanne. Thanks for sharing, Martha. Suzanne, everyone should go. You will enjoy yourself. Love it. Okay, so big day, stamp sale. Let me go ahead and just point the camera down, which you're just going to see a bunch of stuff like usual. But, and then I'll slowly clear it off. So, talk about that in a second. I want to talk about the stamp sale first. So I pulled out some stamps that I think would be good. Of course, any would be good, but that I think would be good to get in the sale because, let me use my wood grain there to straighten that out. Because they're not bundled. So you got to do the math when we have a special like this. Bundles, from the math I've done, this is Jennifer math, so do your own math, get your little calculator out. Bundles are still cheaper. So if you have already the dies for something, then it's a great time to get the matching stamp set at 15% off. But if you don't have the dies and you want the bundle, it is cheaper to get the bundle, according to my math. If I'm wrong, tell me. Dies are not on sale, Marcia. It's stamps only. So that's why I'm encouraging, check out all the stamps that are not in bundles. Maybe they used to be in a bundle and they're not anymore and you didn't get it. You know, that's when you take advantage. So here we go. Stacked stone. Basically all of the background stamps, right? Yes, get them while they're 15% off. Rays of Light, which currently is orderable. This stamp set, it's one stamp. It keeps going not orderable because it is extremely popular. Well, it's in stock right now. I'm looking right now, it's not on the low inventory list because of course, if they do sell out of the stamp set today, you won't be able to get it at the 15% off, which I have no clue if they're going to. It's not low inventory. I just double checked. It's super popular. You can get it for 15% off today. Whiskey Business. I think this is a great set. This is one I haven't used yet, sadly, but I always see people using it and samples, and I'm like, I got to get out my Whiskey Business set. It's so cute, and it can be masculine. It doesn't have to be, but it's a great masculine set as well. So that's a good one to get at 15% off. Here's another background, the spiral die. Super retro there. So great one. Christmas season. I actually got that out, and I was going to double check that it's not a bundle. I don't think it is. I forgot to do my double checking yesterday. Yes. Okay, not a bundle. So that's a great one to get 15% off. There is some dies that go with it, but they're not bundled anymore. Same for Christmas to Remember. These are from last year's holiday catalog, but they're no longer bundled. So grab the 15% off if you don't have those. I'm just trying to go back to where I was for my set today. So that's Christmas season and Christmas to Remember. Great ones. I love both, but Christmas to Remember, these greetings. I love the font. So cute. Okay. Peaceful Deer, again, was bundled with the Deer Punch, but now it's single. Nature's Harvest, I believe, is not bundled anymore. I did not verify that one, but I love those flowers so much. Party Puffins, who doesn't want that? Grab it for 15% off. I think these puffins, at least 2 of them, could be cute at your holiday stamps as well, but it's just a great stamp set. Your holiday projects, I should say. Biggest Wish, I just love this set. It's similar to my set that was for my $1 million that's retired. So it's a good substitution. I love it. I love big words. Celebrate Sunflowers has dies, but it's no longer bundled, and it's just a great stamp set. Like if you just, you know how it is. We have sets that we love, but for some reason we never purchase those ones. Now's the time to get it. Same with Hydrangea Haven, oldie but goodie. It's been around for a long time, but that doesn't mean everyone owns it. And it's does have coordinating dies, but no longer bundled. So that's a great one. And last but not least, In the Moment. It's just a really good set to me, and there's no dies that go with it. So grab that discount. Hopefully that makes sense on what Sarah says she snagged. Rays of Light. Yes, very smart. A smart time to do that, I should say. And of course, Sarah used her discount because she is a team member. So grab your discount, you know, when you can. Or if you don't get the discount, grab our starter kit. It's the same difference today because you'll pay $99. You'll get 125 of your choice. And when you add those discounted stamp sets on there, you're getting that demonstrator discount. Then you'll get all the perks after. But there's no obligation if you buy this starter kit. You don't have to buy after. You don't have to sell. You don't have to get your discount, etc. Okay. Next up, Perfect Partners. Just a reminder, which I am using one of these today, that this promotion ends September 30th or while supplies last only. There are 6 sets of dies that anyone can purchase that will never be sold again. And they coordinate with existing stamp sets. Now, I did the math, and again, unless I did it wrong, because I don't want to be embarrassed and just say this is 100% and then I'm wrong. But the bundles are still cheaper. But if you don't want the bundle and you're just like, oh, you know what? Fresh Cut Flowers looks really cute. I'm going to buy that. That's in the annual catalog. Get it for 15% off. But if you want the bundle, get the bundle pricing. But these, what's most important is they are while supplies last. And so if they sell out, they sell out and you can't get it anymore. The dies are the only thing that are while supplies last. The stamp sets will carry on for their catalog for now. And of course that makes the bundle while supplies last, since the bundle won't be available when the dies are gone. So I'm using tree trimming or trimming the tree bundle today. It's $46.75. You're going to see how amazing these dies are. Look, it's 28 dies. It's amazing. But there's the birthday pig, the waterfall, the Yeti, the apple blossoms, and the fresh cut flowers as well. Of course, that'll be in my email. It's on the blog, etc. So I have Apple Harvest here to show you that one. The Apple Blossom dies are the ones that are Waspaw's Last, and the Apple Harvest stamp set, just for visual. And then the Yeti to Party, so cute, limited edition. The dies are called Yeti dies, and it's just adorable. I saw some super cute cards on our Demonstrator planning place yesterday, which is our Demonstrator only Facebook group that Stampin' Up runs. Really cute with a snowflake paper behind the Yeti, so cute. Okay, so that's that special. We have our weekly deals. I have, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to say this. So with the stamp sale, I am adding to the sale. And what I'm adding is extra freebies from me today only. So I've emailed this out twice. It's going to get emailed out again tonight. It's on my blog, etc. But just in case you missed all of that, today only. First of all, you get the 15% off stamps. Second of all, you're going to get a free class packet with your $25 online order with me using the host code. Third of all, if your order is $50 or more with the host code, you get a free, oh, that's wrong. It's not the suede ribbon. You get a free rustic metallic adhesive back dots. I'll show you those. Third of all, if your order is $75 or more, you're going to get a free set of 6, I'm calling it a set, but I'm going to select it, of 6x6 assorted retired designer paper. So I'll take 12x12 and cut it down to 6x6, and you're going to get an assortment there. That's with 75. And this is all, it accumulates. So you get the class packet plus the metallic dots plus the DSP. $100 or more today on a single order with the host code. 10 free card samples. 10. So $100 or more equals class packet, ribbon, 6x6 cardstock, and 10 card samples. You have to use the host code if it's under 150. The host code's everywhere. Make sure when you order, you check out the weekly deals, the Christmas gift giving kit, which I'm fixing to show you, the Perfect Partners dies, and the warm welcome bundle. We have so much going on right now. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, but that's what my special is. And I'm enhancing it today with the stamp sale. So these are the 4 cards that you'll get the class packet to make. I showed these on a video already. We'll cut, die cut, punch, emboss. You will stamp and assemble. So like we'll die cut this white part for you, but you'll stamp and die cut your pumpkin, etc. PDF tutorial. That's with 25 or more with the host code. 50 or more gets you the metallic dots. Excuse that typo on my thing. I kept changing my mind and stuff. Anyway, and then you get the other gifts, 75 or more DSP, 100 or more plus the card samples. And then right here, let's ignore that. I'm going to talk about weekly deals, but let me just make sure I show you all this stuff. This is where you enter the host code. And so the way it works is if your order is under 150, enter the host code above the word checkout. If your order is over 150, I'm still going to give you everything I said, but don't use the host code because I want you to get benefits on top of that from Stampin' Up, which is a free $15 minimum merchandise of your choice if you go over 150. So if you have any questions on any of that, please let me know. Thank you, Sarah. She says it's helpful that I have it all listed out. And even with all the typing I did yesterday, I still made a typo, but thank you very much. Okay, and then I also want to show you on these slides what, besides the weekly deals. Oh, no, I don't need to show that. Okay, we're good. Okay, so that's that part. So take advantage. Let me know if you have questions. I can enter orders for you just based on when I'm available to do that today. And will have to have your credit card, even if you've given it to me before. You'll have to give it to me again. Okay, weekly deals. That's what we wanted to talk about next. So Each week in September, Stampin' Up! Is releasing weekly deals. They're discounted products. Of course, you can combine these. You can put them on your starter kit. You can combine them with anything else you order, of course. So you can always check them out on my store every week. Go to specials and then September weekly deals. Below that now it says stamp sale. So you'll see that as well when you go there. That's broken. Here's the weekly deals. So for this week. So we have the pearlized enamel effects, the silver metallic edge ribbon, the rose gold and white ribbon, the gorgeous 12 by 12 layering designs vellum, the faux glass sea shape. Yes, faux sea glass shapes, Eden dies. I'm reading these tiny, tiny fonts. Stampin' Up! Masking paper, which I'm using today, and you're getting some masking paper with your sampler this month. It's funny because I had no clue it was going to go on sale. I purchased it at full price for you, but you're getting some masking paper with a sampler this month. Side note. Okay. Lovely layers vellum, perfectly penciled designer paper, scallop treat boxes, evening evergreen, open weave ribbon. That open weave ribbon is so amazing. So grab that. Okay. So that's the weekly deals for this week. By the way, on next Wednesday, you'll get to purchase this week's weekly deals and next week's weekly deals at the same time. They have a little glitch in the system. So note that. Okay. Paper Pumpkin is a holiday this month. It is cards. So if you sign up by the 10th of October, then later in October, they will mail you this kit. It's called Ho, Ho, Ho. It says Santa and His Reindeer is a classic color Christmas. Sorry, let me read this correctly. Santa and His Reindeer in a classic Christmas color palette. And it's going to be 9 cards, 3 designs, 3 of each. Of course, that will include a stamp set. You see one sneak peek there. That's why I wanted to put this on the screen so you can see that one stamp. So you can kind of imagine how a reindeer stamp might be if it comes with that. But it will be multiple images. So, what do you call it? Greetings and stuff. Sorry, I got distracted by a sticky note that made no sense. And then last but not least here, I want to show you this new kit that just was released. It's called, what is it called? Christmas gifting kit. It makes Christmas gift tags. They're really pretty. You get your instructions in there. You get a stamp set, of course, which is all words. So this will help here. So you have like to and from, Merry Christmas, from our home to yours, just for you, for someone special, enjoy, a little something for a friend, with love. So you get that. You get a clear block. You get your adhesives. So this is all inclusive. You know, like you can give this as a gift to anyone. They can make it without having to purchase anything. They just need scissors. You get the twine, you get the ink, shaded spruce. And then, of course, you get the tags and all the elements to go on the tags. You'll stamp on some of them. You'll just punch out and glue some of them. So it's a really cute kit. It is while supplies last. It's in the online store under the kits collection. It makes a great gift. It makes a great holiday project. Bring it to Thanksgiving. Order a few. Bring it to Thanksgiving. Have everybody make Christmas card tags. Of course, you can turn these into cards, but that's another story. Yeah, super cute. So, but while supplies last. All of our kits are while supplies last. Okay, and then last here is some samples from a couple of different things. So this first one, I don't usually show these, but this is the thank you card that Karen made for me for this month for the online order special. I'm trying to organize my papers here. And I was just so impressed with it. I was like, I'm going to show that on the video. So I don't know if you can see it there, but this back piece is our shimmery white cardstock. So that's, first of all, it's shiny in person. Of course, this is the Aspen Tree dies, which I think are low inventory. Let me check. If I can figure out where it is. Inventory. Aspen. Are they low? Maybe they're not. Search real quick. Ew, they're not orderable. Sorry. September 26th. They'll be back approximately September 26th. I knew they were on this list. They're amazing, but they're coming back. Don't worry. Approximately September 26th. So about a week or so. Week and a half. Anyway, I just think it's a really pretty card, don't y'all? So there you go. She may have gotten it on Pinterest. I don't know, but either way, it's gorgeous. So I'm going to show that. And then these are from my holiday extravaganza this past weekend. I've already shown sneak peeks to what we made, but what I want to show you here, this is a card that Chris Tremere and Yolanda Nixon were my two stamping demonstrators. If you took this to go, you see the videos of what they showed, and the in-person people got to see it in person. And this is the main card that Chris demonstrated. Of course, she showed a ton of other samples. So it's gorgeous. It is one of those gift card holder cards. I mean, it's just amazing. She made a template out of these dies, which I'm blanking on the name of, in the Lights Aglow suite, and then used the blending brush to add that color there to add that background, I should say. Anyway, gorgeous. Aspen Tree dies with glimmer paper, colored in the bird from the Perched in a Tree stamp set. It's gorgeous. Of course, she demonstrated how to color that as well. And then Yolanda, these are the swaps from the event. We only had 3 participate, even though there were way more than 3 people attending, but that's optional, so it's fine. But Yolanda used her swap also as her stamping demonstration. So this was her main stamping demonstration. She showed us tons of samples as well, using the Santa stuff. This is one of those, I forgot what they're called now, but it stands up. It's like, a pinwheel card. I've made these before on videos a long time ago. Anyway, but her design, of course, is gorgeous here. And it's all the Santa train stuff. Look at that. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, so cute. Yeah, just gorgeous. And that was also her swap. And guess what? She won. Won the swap contest. This is another gorgeous swap from Nina. Super cute. And I believe this one is from Peggy. So this one, you have to wait for it. Boom. Check out that. So it was some tough competition on the swap this time, because everyone that attended in person got to vote. And then I gave them the winner a prize. All right, so there we go. Let's get started with stamping. We're going to make 3 cards with Trimming the Tree bundle. While supplies last. The stamp set's not while supplies last, but the dies are, so that makes the bundle while supplies last. I'm going to grab my supplies here. Sorry, I'm quiet because I'm gathering everything. So for these cards, of course, I'm using the Trimming the Tree stamp set from the annual catalog. Has a nice large Christmas tree, and then this detail image that can be stamped inside it to have, your light green and dark green or whatever. There's a sort of string of lights or beads that you can stamp on the tree. There's 3 different tiny little ornaments there to stamp on the tree, or to really, you want to cut them out, which that's what the dies do now. A star to go on top, which we have a die for now. 4 greetings, sending Christmas cheer. May your season be merry and bright, peace and joy, and happy holidays. It's a mix of cursive and all caps font. A bow image, and then a little small pot that the tree can be coming out of. And then last but not least, there's 2 sort of swag images, I guess you call them, but like one's just a straight line, 3 curvy, like a scallop. And then the other is the same exact shape, but made out of dots. I'll be using most of these stamps today. Let me see. I'm not using 4 stamps. And so, And then the dies are amazing. Again, 28 dies. You can cut out every single stamped image, plus an extra tree. Cut out the stamp tree plus an extra tree. Then there's this other larger that goes in, can go inside the large outline tree. So I'm going to show you this right here. This is what it does. This is a sample from my kickoff or my holiday extravaganza. So you cut both at the same time, these two. This image, this large tree that's got all these details, does not cut out the edges. So you have to do both at one time if you want this effect here, which is a tree with all this detail stuff, which you can pop out, but I find that it doesn't really stay popped out ever. Anyway, so I just leave it flat, but it does add detail. Hopefully that makes sense. The small one cuts and gives the detail at one time. So that's one cut through for that, 2 dies for this one. Hopefully that makes sense. And then this is separate so that you can also cut out the stamped image. Okay. Then there's all these little, like there's a die for the stamped bow, but then there's all these other little bows that stand alone. There's ornaments that stand alone. There's a couple of different pots to put the tree in that stand alone in addition to the one that cuts out the stamped one. There is actually one to cut out the little swag images. There's 3 labels, which y'all know I love. We'll use all 3 of those today. 3 different label dies. What else? Did I miss anything? Stars to cut out either a star or the stamped one. And then there's this one little die that I'm not really sure, but I haven't used it. Cuts out these teeny, I don't know if it even cuts. I think it just embosses. I really can't tell. My eyes aren't that good. I think it just embosses these tiny dots. So if you've used that, let us know. I think it's just an impression. I haven't thought far enough ahead to where I would want that, detail placed. I don't know. Anyway, now this is a funny little glitch in mine. I am quite sure this is just my stamp set or my dies, and I decided I'm not even going to bother reporting it. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to get 2 dies for each little ornament, 2, 2, and 2. But I have 3 of one, 3 of this one, and 1 of this one, and 2 of this one. And I didn't discover this until I was making these cards this week, and I was trying to align them. I was like, this doesn't fit. It's because these 3 are the same. Then there's those 2. Then there's this one. I'm quite sure that's just a glitch in my set of dies, but you might check yours out just in case. And I'm sure if I reported it, they will replace it, but I can live with this. It's fine. Okay, so there's all the dies. I actually will be using some of them today. I tried to pre-do some stuff for y'all to save time, but also I wasn't able to pre-do everything. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so here is the supplies for the first card. See, I did pre-do some stuff. Okay, so we have a basic white card base. It's just an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. So you can use any color you want. Take 8.5 by 11, cut it in half at 5.5 inches. And hey, Linda in Idaho. Good, you want some ideas. Ooh, very nice. So you got this as a free gift and now you need ideas. That's perfect. Looks like, definitely looks like a light string, Sarah. And that's how I'm using those swaggy stamp images in one of my cards. And then I think this can also just look like, oh, I guess if you put them together, is that what you're supposed to do, Sarah? This is like the string, like the cord, and that's the lights. Smart. I've used them separate and together, but in a different way. Anyway, but I use this as a string of lights on one of my cards today. Very smart, Sarah. See, it takes like so many people to figure out, for me to figure out all the details of a stamp set. Okay. 5.5 by 8.5 basic white card base. Then this next layer is this gorgeous paper. It is called, I'm laughing at myself for not figuring that other part out. It is called Festive Foils, 12 by 12, specialty designer paper. And it is, hey, Ellen in Montana. Mary Ellen. Hey, Sandy. Thank you very much. Okay, Festive Foils has 3 designs and 3 colors. Each color has its own design. So we have the cherry cobbler with the small, they're not foil, but they are shiny. I guess maybe it is foil, but anyway, snowflakes. Then we have this one, which I think is crushed curry. I can't remember. It's yellow. Oh, I think they call it gold, actually. But it looks like yellow, and then the dots are gold. So it's like a yellow with the gold dots. And then the one I'm using on this card is the soft succulent with larger snowflake images mixed with small ones. And these are all like not random snowflakes. All of these have repeating patterns versus just random stuff around. Okay, so that's this paper. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. Then I have a piece of basic white that has been die cut with the stitched, rectangle stitched dies, whatever. They're either called rectangle stitched or stitched rectangles, depending on when it came out. I think they literally reversed the name. I don't know why I opened that, but all these awesome rectangles. This one, I think, is, yeah, the 3rd one from the largest. Basic white. Love those dies. And then I've pre-die cut from some glimmer paper, which I'll show you in a second, the 2 different trees. So the large one and the small one. No stamping, just die cut them. It's the 12 by 12, Glimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper. Is that what it's called? No, I don't think so. Well, yeah, that's all it's called. Glimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper. But in this pack, you get 12 by 12 sheets and you get 3 colors: evening evergreen, gold, and vanilla. So I cut the small tree out of gold and the large one out of evening evergreen. As a side note, on my original sample, which I have here, I cut both on the large tree. I did both at one time and I couldn't see it at all. I thought it was pointless on this glimmer paper. So I did not do that on the one I'm making right now, because it's on here too. If you look on the back, there's all this detail. You cannot see it because of the glimmer. And I tried popping them up and it looked dumb, honestly, and they kept popping back down. So that's my experience there. Then I have a gold foil, just our regular gold foil, good old staple we've had forever, with the largest label die, which cuts out these tiny holes, which I couldn't figure out what to put in those, so I didn't put anything in them. Sarah, you can tell me. Then I have a little white square for my greeting. It's 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And last but not least, I just die cut a star from one of these star dies. I'm having trouble picking it up, with the gold glimmer paper for one of my trees. All right, so there's all that. Let me go ahead and fold my card base and get it out of the way. I like to use the bone folder, align the 2 corners of the paper, the 2 corners on the table, because if I do it in the air, by the time I shift it down, it moves. And I butt it up against my thumbnail. And then, but I try to do all of the creasing with my bone folder, because even if you start the crease with your finger, it's wrinkled ugly there on the inside versus the nice, pretty fold from your bone folder. And this will be a landscape design, direction card. I'm going to stamp on the 2 pieces of white. So landscape for this rectangle, stitch die, and then the other white is a square. Grab my scratch paper. So on this card, I'm stamping, oh, this is the one I'm doing the little light string of lights. None of these cards are super simple today, by the way, which is usually my style. Not that they're, I know, okay, I should not say that because everybody is more elaborate than me. But for me, they're not super simple. Put it that way. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is stamp this tree, which is, you can just use the more full large tree image, but really it's 2 steps, and I'm going to use both of them. So I'm going to stamp this large tree in soft, succulent ink. So tap, tap, tap. Don't press hard. Move it around on the stamp pad to get lots of ink. You don't want ink on the clear block, and you don't want to press hard. I'm going to stamp this over here to the left, hanging off the edge and bottom. You don't want to press hard on your ink pads because that smushes the ink off of your stamp and you get a terrible image. With a stamp like this, if you don't have a really hard table like mine, mine's basically a countertop, then grab your Stampin' Pierce mat to get a good stamped image. Okay, so I'm just making sure the ink transferred well because it's such a large stamp. And then the next thing I will stamp on this card is the detail tree. So I think it really, it's like more, they're not branches, they're the leaves, but I know they're not leaves. I guess needles, I don't know. And then there's all these white spots on the original tree, right? So I believe these fit exactly if you align it properly. That's not me. It's too difficult. So I get it approximate, but you can take your time and really align every little detail image that Stampin' Up! Has provided with all the white spots on there if you want. Or you can be approximate like me, and I think it's good enough. So there's that. And then also an evening evergreen, my greeting. So this card is going to say, may your season be merry and bright. On the little square here. This is photopolymer, by the way, in case I didn't say that out loud. Oh, I wish I had put this on a bigger block. Let me show y'all a trick I do. It's not a trick, but because other people may do it too, I don't know. But when you're stamping on a really small piece of paper and the block is close to that size, for me anyway, this beveled edge, which is amazing, it gives you a good grip, it's amazing, but it can distort my view. So I many times will go with a larger block so that I'll be able to see where I'm stamping. Hopefully that makes sense. I can see the paper underneath better. So hopefully this won't be crooked after I say all that. It's kind of crooked, but that's fine. But it's within the lines, which was my main goal. Okay, so there's that. And then what I'm going to do with this image, it's the lights, the Christmas lights, the swag, the dotted swag, whatever we want to use it for, is I'm going to heat emboss it in gold as a string of lights hanging behind this tree. So I need a mask. I want to mask off this tree so I don't stamp. I don't want them in front of it because I think it'll look weird. And so I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Masking paper on sale this week. Didn't know that was going to happen. I forget what the price is, but I'll look for y'all real quick. I know Martha, she says that tree is so pretty. I agree. It's like a different kind of tree than Stampin' Up's had, at least in recent past. So $5.60 for the masking paper. If you're taking my sampler this month, you're getting half a pack of it in there. But anyway, pine boughs. Oh, these are pine boughs. Okay, thank you, Janet. Stamp the other pine boughs inside the tree. Thank you, thank you. I knew there was a word I should be using. Okay, so masking paper. So you notice there's a mask in here. That's from the sampler class where I used it, and I'm saving it to try to reuse. And I don't know how reusable this paper is yet because I've literally, that was the first time I used it. But we're going to see right now because I saved the mask from my sample. And so what a mask is, you take your masking paper. This is literally it. It's super thin, which you want masking paper to be extremely thin or a mask, because otherwise if it's thick, when you cover up your initial image, you get a white line between the two when you stamp on top of it. More so, actually, I am going to stamp an example for y'all today just to see, because I didn't have time to do it ahead of time. I'm going to do it extra white. Anyway, more so when it's a thicker image than this. Okay, so long story short, it doesn't really matter what color you stamp it in, but if your stamp is already dirty with, you know, soft succulent ink, then you can use soft succulent ink or whatever. Doesn't matter. And you would stamp on the paper side of the masking paper. The other side is slick. It's a protective coating. And I'm not going to do this right now, don't worry. Then you hand cut it out. You don't use your die. Very important, because the die gives a white border, and we need to cut this right up to the very edge for a mask. And you may notice I didn't, can you tell? I don't know if you can tell, but you probably can't tell, but there are some parts here that I didn't cut perfectly. I sort of snipped off the edges because I was like, if a tiny piece of the stamp gets stamped right there of my second stamp, it'll be fine. Hopefully that makes sense. So you stamp on your masking paper, you hand cut it out, and then you peel the backing off to use it as a mask. And it's sticky all over, repositionable sticky, like a sticky note sort of. But I feel like it's thinner than a sticky note, in my opinion. So it works even better. So let's see. Save this piece. I accidentally threw it away from my pheasant and had to dig it out of the trash. The point is you want to cover up your original image so that you don't stamp on top of it when you do your second image. By the way, let me prep this to show you more traditional masking. So we'll do that in a minute. Just leave that open. Okay. First of all, though, let's do this one. I'm going to heat emboss on it. So I'm going to take my embossing additions kit, which my tweezers are right here because I use them all the time for other stuff. This kit comes, it's in our mini catalog. It comes with the tray, the embossing buddy, reverse tweezers, and a brush. And I'm going to wipe the embossing buddy on the paper that I'm about to stamp on to remove the static so that the powder does not stick where I don't want the powder to stick. Okay, then I'm going to stamp in Versamark ink, which, by the way, went not orderable today, or I saw it today. But it's coming back, don't worry. Versamark ink, which is super sticky, stays wet for long enough for your powder to stick to. And I'm going to stamp this little swaggy lights image right across. See how I'm going across the tree. And I only need it there. I'm just going to do two just in case. I'm covering up this right side, but just in case I don't, let me just do two. Because it won't hurt anything. It'll just be hidden under there. But I don't need it all the way to the right edge. If I did, I could cover it up. And then I forgot to get out my cup of powder. So I'm just going to use this one. This is what I've been using for years. But what that tray is for is you can pour your powder on top of your project into the tray. And then funnel it back into your little jar. You can use this brush to remove any excess powder, which obviously I didn't stamp well on that second one because that powder is sticking to ink. But really this brush, it's so large, you may want to get a smaller brush for this job. This brush is great for brushing the powder back into your jar. I didn't stamp this perfect, but since that's going to be covered anyway, I think it'll be fine. And the embossing powders come in a pack of 3, and they might also be temporarily not orderable. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove this mask because I don't want to heat it. Just very carefully, try not to touch everything like I might just have. And then I'm going to heat this on a number 2, which is high. And melt it. And it shouldn't take too long here. Once the heat tool gets hot, it goes super fast. You don't want to overheat. so there, it just turned shiny. I cannot reflect that. Okay. It just turned shiny and gold, so I moved on to the next section. And it does heat. If you did not remove any excess powder, it heats that too, and it becomes permanent. Okay, well now we can see the shiny. So just look, when you think you're finished, make sure no sections are not shiny or look grainy like salt and pepper. If so, reheat that section real quick. Okay, so see how they're behind it? Super cute. Let me just show you real quick other ways to use the masking. By the way, there's tons of ways to use this masking paper. I'm literally just going to wipe off this powder because it's not going to stay there unless I heat it. Other ways to use it, you can make a mask, like die cut an image into it and then poke everything out, peel it off, stick it on your thing, and blending brush a background. You can, I can't remember now, but you can do all kinds of stuff. You could tear it and then put that on your paper and sponge. Like, there's tons of things you can do. But let me just show you the traditional masking technique real quick here. So it makes your images look like they're in front or behind. I didn't stamp well. I'm in a rush there. Okay, so there we go. I have a quick TikTok on masking as well, if you want to check that out. So what seems to be the case is, see, this masking paper doesn't want to stick back down to the protective paper very well. Unless I'm doing the wrong side, I don't even know. But it does, or it did stick to my paper. I think I was doing it to the wrong side. Interesting. Hopefully y'all get my point. I should be matching up the image, but this is such a inconsistent image. It's kind of hard. Okay, whatever. Let's finish this card. This, I guess with the papers I used and the colors I used, this heat embossing goes really well. So I used it on a couple of different cards. I pre-did some of it for you. Okay, so we're going to now go ahead and attach the designer paper, the foils, festive foils, to the card base. Trying to read comments, but not stop putting stuff together. Sarah says, I love how masking looks. Good morning, Betsy. I think I'm going to go ahead and fully decorate this rectangle and then put that on my card front. So what I did, I kind of put the evergreen tree a little higher, the die cut one, and flat. And then the gold tree is actually going to be a little lower and on Stampin' Dimensionals. And then by the time I put this greeting on here, you guys see what I mean about the whole right section of my embossing is covered up. And I'm going to cover up that ugly part right there. See how I pressed too hard when I stamped that, obviously. Okay, so tree a little higher. This is just for interest on the card. And then dimensionals, I'll use my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They're so awesome. On the back of this tree, I'll just do a little triangle, the gold tree. And let it hang off the bottom of that rectangle a little bit. And then my greeting, may your season be merry and bright. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals on it. So I will use 4 to make sure it's balanced. And it's going to go, I couldn't figure out a good way, and I didn't see a ton of samples online to get inspiration from, to use this label. I didn't like how it looked just in white and then stamping the greeting on it. So that's why I went with putting a square on top of it that the way I cut this, or the size I cut it, the corners do hang off a little. Well, I've glued it correctly. See how the corners hang off a little bit where the label dips in, but I think it looks fine. But anyway, I just wasn't quite sure the exact actual way to use it. Maybe those holes are supposed to be, you know, I don't know. Actually, these are die cut too. It's not just an impression there. There's a slit on these little curly cute things on the side. So I'm sure there's something cool that you can step it up by doing that I didn't do. Okay, so my greeting will go up here top right of this white rectangle, hang off the top a little bit, hang off the sides a little bit. And then I'll just go ahead and put the star on. So the star that I die cut out, it's really small. It's going to go on top of my stamped tree. And then just dimensionals on this rectangle. And that's it. No more ribbon, no more embellishments. This card will be finished after that. So I'm just going to put 5 dimensionals on here. And this goes right in the center. And that's it. That's card number 1 with this amazing trimming the tree bundle at this point. Then it'll just be a stamp set next month. Oh, I lied. There is, as soon as I put this here, I lied. I did put little ornaments on the tree. So these are the, what do we call it? Festive pearls. Not red and green adhesive back pearls, which it will say on your package, but they're actually called festive pearls. They come with red, succulent, silver, and gold. And just very subtle, I put the soft succulent ones on there on the stamped tree. So it's kind of in a back and forth, left, right way. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did about 6, it looks like. Of course, you can go crazy and put as many as you want. The gold ones would look good as well. I didn't use the gold ones because I used them on another card. And I didn't want to use them all on both of these cards. See, there's only 8 gold left here. So anyway, there it is. What do y'all think? Thank you, Betsy. Thanks, Marcia. Thanks, Pat and Jackie and Eleanor. I'm glad Danette, I'm glad you were wondering what those holes were for too. I mean, they might just be decoration, but, and it would need to be a pretty thin, you know, string or thread that you put through there, which maybe is what their intention is. Okay, so there's the first one. Thanks, Barbara. Okay, next card. So for this one, I have a soft succulent card base. Next layer is cherry cobbler, 4 1/8, 5 3/8. Then I have this gorgeous Lights Aglow designer paper. It's a soft succulent that has the bouquet dots, the white circles, light and dark in the background. And then those strings of lights, basically, just like this stamped image, which this stamp set is from the annual catalog. There is, hold on, sorry. I don't know if my video cut out. There is, I'm trying to say, now I lost it. Oh, there is a stamp set that coordinates with this paper. However, this image you can pull in and it matches as well. So this wasn't specifically designed to match this, is my point. Hopefully I'm making sense. And anyway, those dots are gold and sort of vanilla on this designer paper. Gold foil and vanilla. Maybe it's white, but whatever. Then I have that gold glimmer paper. I have a whole scalloped rectangle there from the Scalloped Contours dies. It's the, I think, 3rd size down. I forgot to bring those dies over here. I think it's the 3rd one down. And, but look, it's all gold glimmer. Then we're going to cover up some of that with, I'll measure these in a sec, some Evening Evergreen and then Basic White. I also am going to die cut out, I've already done it. Yes, some bows and ornaments from gold foil paper. And then I have a label that I've pre-die cut in soft succulent for my greeting. So this is the second label from this set. I'll use the third one on my other card. So it's kind of a long, skinny one with stitching on the top and bottom. Okay, there's all the pieces. First of all, let me do my card base. And did I see a question or no? Dolly says her first thought was twine on that this thing, and yes, but if it's a thin twine, like the twine we sell is way too thick, maybe linen thread, but you'd have to really get it wet and make it skinny. Thread, which we don't sell anymore, but I know that it's in the world, but as far as what we sell, we don't sell thread anymore, but we used to sell that really thin, skinny thread that could go through there, or possibly pulling apart fibers from anything we sell. Those are some ideas I had as well. Oh, brads. Okay. See, Sarah's got all the ideas. You definitely could fit a brad through that hole. There are 2 holes, but you definitely could fit a brad in there. That's got me thinking, like, what else works that way? Okay, card base, folded in half. Then we've got our, I'm not going to glue this right now, but the cherry cobbler, and then the designer paper, which I did mean to show you. This is the Lights Aglow 6x6 designer paper. It's so gorgeous. I know I've shown it on other videos, so I'll just flip through real quick. But it's so pretty. And I've seen a lot of samples lately where, because there's a whole other set that this goes with, you know, stamp set and dies. And there's a die in this tree shape with these. And I've seen where people have just die cut out that tree out of some of this paper, and it's gorgeous. So anyway, and as a side note, I'm going to be using on my next card this pattern here, which is very vanilla with the gold snowflakes on it. Now, this Lights Aglow paper is on the same page as the Festive Pearls and the Festive Foils. So all of these are meant to coordinate with each other. And the glimmer paper. It's in the Lights Aglow suite. So just, and I'm sure most people know this, but you may not. On page 31. Oh, and I'm going to use this ribbon, at least on one card. I can't remember now if it's on, yes, on this card as well. This is the it's the gold satin edged ribbon. But well, that's what it says on here. And then in here, it's gold and vanilla satin edged ribbon. So anyway, so the point is all of these products I'm using, the accessories and designer papers, are from the Lights Aglow suite. I'm just not using the stamps that they came with. So as usual, you can mix and match anything you want with anything else you want. Okay. So let me give these measurements, and then we're going to stamp on the basic white that's going to be a tall rectangle and the label. The basic white is, and these are, of course, are going to fit inside that rectangle that's glimmer paper. 1 7/8 by 3 1/4. And then the layer of evergreen it'll go on is 2 by 3 3/8. Okay, so for this stamping, I've pre-done this, so I'm just going to give you the visual so that it makes sense, but I don't need to heat emboss it again. On this one, I'm pulling in both of the little swaggy images. And we're going to stamp the solid line in soft succulent. I'm going to start up here toward the top, but what I'm coming down a little, and by the way, these 3 little scallop swags are a tiny bit wider than this 2-inch paper. I'm coming down a little bit to leave room at the top for the dotted ones, which will be heat embossed. So I'm going to do those last. So I'm just going to leave space between each row. You could use your Stamparatus if this makes you nervous. I personally don't mind if it's not exactly perfect, so that's fine with me. And then what I would do next is exactly what we did on the last card. Add the embossing buddy to remove the static. Stampin' Versamark. Don't press too hard. So I'm going above that first one and then in between each row of scallops and then below the bottom one, which you may be able to see that a little bit, yeah. And then scoop it under or pour the gold powder on top. This one you want to really only hold it at the edges. This is when these tweezers are going to come in handy. And then heat emboss that. And that will look like this. So it's just a background is what I did. Although then I decided to put Christmas ornaments on it. So it's a background with Christmas ornaments. Oh my gosh. Or it's like a garland with Christmas ornaments. And then the greeting is going to say Happy Holidays. So this is more of a long, skinny greeting. I'm also going to heat emboss it. So embossing buddy on the soft succulent label, Versamark ink, which I am going to stamp this. I pre-embossed it. But I want to show you with Versamark ink, you can also just use it as an ink pad. So see how great that looks? That will stay that way pretty much forever. So Versamark is a watermark, literally. Also, if I can hold that properly. So if your paper is green, your ink will be green. Red, red, purple, purple, blue, yellow, etc. So Versamark is a really versatile ink pad. But heat emboss that in gold for this card. Voila. And then I pre-die cut. Oh, actually, I first added adhesive sheets to the back of these gold scraps I had. So let me show you, they're still there. You can see it. I can get a grip on it. So I peeled off one side of the adhesive sheet, stuck it to the back of the gold foil, die cut, and now these little images I die cut out have a sticker on the back. Basically, you peel the other backing off, like this piece here, and stick them. Now these are so tiny, and with all the little details, when I punched some of them out, the sticker sheet came off. So I tried to stick them back on. We'll see how I did, but it's fine. But anyway, some of these, the sticker sheet may have fallen off since then, but it's fine. And just a reminder, you get 2 sets of bows, which is 3 bows each. So you can cut 6 bows at one time and 6 ornaments at one time. It's 1 die with 3 ornaments, 1 die with 3 bows, and then times 2. And these are, they don't match stamped images. They're just tiny little bows and tiny little ornaments. And there's 3 shapes of ornaments on each row. Basically the same shapes as in the set, but they just don't match the stamping. So a circle, more of a teardrop, and more of a long oval. And then there's little lines in them as well, little details. Okay, so I am just going to put some of these ornaments, peel that backing off, right in the little point where the swag goes up, because there's a little topper on the ornament, and then a bow on top of it. These backings actually peel off pretty easy, I think, because this was gold foil. The gold foil is pretty thick. And then Yeah, I mean, I just think that's what makes it easy to peel it off, because you can kind of see I'm peeling it off with my, instead of my fingernail, just literally my hand. So I think that paper being thick is helpful. See, there's a backing that's just floating around. Anyway, what do y'all think? Of course, you could put these ornaments on the stamp trees. You could put them on your you could put the bows on the top of the tree. You could put the bows on the trees. I know people use bows just as literal. That's the whole decoration on the trees. Okay, of course, there's going to be one that's hard to peel off. There's so many different things you could do with these, and the adhesive sheets are going to make your life a lot easier, in my opinion. I definitely would recommend those. Or you could use liquid glue or tape runner with this. The thing I use, what's it called? The silicone craft sheet. But these are so tiny, I would go with adhesive sheets. And in fact, the first ones I cut were with not adhesive sheets, because of course I didn't think about it. And which we all do that. I think the first time we don't use the adhesive sheets. This is, I think, the one that's already sticky. And then we're like, oh, I should have done that. So usually in that case, I go ahead and use the ones I cut out. In this case, I said, no, I am not trying to put adhesive on these tiny little things. So I instead recut them for my original sample. Okay, last but not least here, you can do it. So there's my little element for this card. I have one set of one bow and one ornament left over. It was too many for this card. This piece will go on my evening evergreen. Get something light behind this so I can see. And then let me first go ahead and attach my large designer paper to this cherry cobbler. And that goes on the card base. Hey, Sarah, thanks for sharing. Deborah, glad it helps to watch. Thank you. Very close, classy looking. Ooh, thank you. That's a Facebook user. I can't see the name. Okay, and then I did use Stampin' Dimensionals to attach, where are they? The evergreen. They got to be right here in front of me. I don't think I'll put them away. Oh, here we go. To the evergreen, to the gold, partly because I thought it would look good, but honestly, also, I thought they would probably stick better to the glimmer paper. Even though it's a flat glimmer, which I like, that is thin, so it's easy to cut and all that, and it's does not flake off, I still thought this might stick better. So that goes right in the center. And then more dimensionals on the back of that, just for effect. I'm just doing 5 on each one. And this is a portrait card, so this goes up and down, and it's basically right in the center. And then on this greeting, I'm going to use some of this gold ribbon I told you about. And so I'm going to add adhesive to the back of the greetings, tape runner, my Stampin' Seal. And then I'm just going to fold this ribbon back and forth and stick it to the back of the greeting. And then cut it on the other side. I kept trying to put a bow on this card and it was too much. Like, I think because it already has bows, even though they're fake bows. But I wanted ribbon on it, and this is what I ended up doing. So I will add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of that. Oh, wait, I forgot. I did that wrong. I am going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to it, but Okay, let me show you how I'm going to put it on the card. So it's going to be here at the bottom of the piece with the ornaments hanging off onto the regular card part. So this piece here is raised up twice with dimensionals. So on the right hand side on the back, I need 2 layers of dimensionals stacked on top of each other. On the right, I just need adhesive because it's going to stick to, or on the left, I'm sorry, on the left of the back, I just need adhesive because it will stick to the raised up part there. That's it. I did not add the dots to this one because I did think that would be too much. Although, is there really too much on a card? I don't know. Anyway, so there it is. By the way, reminder, you have a chance to win these just by commenting on this video, even on replay. I always forget to say that at the beginning. Even on replay, you can comment and you'll still be entered until we do the drawing, basically. So don't forget that. And if you share the video, comment that you shared because that will get you entered to win yet again. And that works on Facebook and YouTube. But those platforms won't tell me you shared unless you tell me due to privacy issues. Okay, I'm going to scrap a white here and throw that down because it's in my way. Anyway, so you can still do all that. Okay, basic white card base 5.5, 8.5. Then I have a layer of cherry cobbler 4 1/8, 5 3/8. Then a layer of that festive foils paper I showed at the beginning, 4 by 5 1/4. This is card number 3, by the way. Then I have evening evergreen. This will be a portrait card, and this is a rectangle that'll be portrait. I'll measure that in a second. Evening evergreen for the center. Then I have the very vanilla with gold snowflakes designer paper that I showed you from the Lights Aglow to go on top of the evergreen. I have the white, basic white label that I've pre-die cut from the tree trimmings dies. By the way, this one does not cut holes where you see these holes. Those are ejection holes to pop your paper out. No holes in this die. I mean, there's piercing, but there's no, like, what we were discussing on that other one. Okay, then I cut a gold foil pot. So there's 2 pots in the die I showed you that stand alone. One is the one I used. It's more, it looks almost like a pail, like a bucket. And it's smaller. The other one is a really large, like it's really wide, that looks like a woven basket. And I didn't end up using that one. I think it's really cute, but I did not end up using it. So anyway, and then I have pre-stamped and die cut out because I didn't think you'd want to sit through that. I'm going to get all these turned the right direction in my hand. A bunch of these little ornaments. And I stamped them in cherry cobbler, all 3 designs. I'm actually only using 3 of them, but I was scared the die would slip, which you see like on a couple of them, they don't look as good. So I gave myself plenty of options. Plus if I lost some, but I'm just going to use 1 of each design. So I showed those at the beginning on the stamp set. There's 3 shapes of ornaments and styles. And then there's 2 of each to cut them out in the dies. So you can cut 2 of each ornament at a time. Okay, so on my scrap of white here, I want the tree in soft succulent. So it's just as the same as when I stamped the first card. I'm stamping that solid one in soft succulent. And then the pine boughs, the detailed ones, if I can find the stamp, oh, right here, in evening evergreen. Showed this at the beginning, on the first card, I should say, the beginning of the stamping, not the beginning of the video. If you want to go back and watch that, if you missed it. And then I am going to heat emboss on this one real quick. I've shown it already, so I'll just do the quick version, but I do need to do it because I did not pre-do this. So I'm going to Embossing Buddy, Stampin' Versamark, and what I'm stamping is this cute image that you can add to these cards. I mean, to this stamp set. Of the lights or beads or garland or cranberries, whatever, that go back and forth on the tree there. So I'm going to ink that up in Versamark. Do not ink that hard, and don't press too hard when you stamp it. Firm, but not too hard, because you don't want to get ink here and have a blob of ink or embossing powder. And then emboss it in gold real quick here. I'm going to show my cards from a previous Stamp-A-Stack I did with this stamp set, and we actually did this in that class as well. This heat embossing part, or of the specific image. Let's go here. Don't take your time, paper. Okay, there you can see the difference between embossed and not embossed. And see how fast it goes once your tool is heated up. Never overheat. If you're not sure if you missed a spot, turn it off, check, and then turn it back on if you need to. Because when you overheat, the powder keeps melting and it turns really dull and ugly, basically, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to die cut this tree out. I wonder what it looks like if you cut that. I don't know. I don't want to know. I mean, I don't want to try it right now, but I do wonder what that looks like. Put my machine down on top of all of this. I hope I don't mess anything up. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. $125. Worth every penny. You see there. So let me just align the image. The paper is curled a little from the heat embossing, but I think I can hold it in place. But you can, of course, use a sticky note or mask. What is that stuff called? Post-it note tape to hold that in place, or even washi tape if you like. Whatever. Anything sticky you have that's repositionable. And gorgeous. Okay. This machine will cut and emboss anything that Stampin' Up carries. You don't have to buy anything extra besides your dies to be able to use that machine. All right, let's put this one together. So, oh, I need to stamp my greeting, but that's quick and easy. Basic white, 5.5, 8.5, fold in half. Stamp this real quick. So my greeting is going to say peace and joy. And I just brought the ornament stamps over here just to show them to the camera, since I had already pre-stamped that. I guess I could have put all three of those on one block and stamped them all at one time because of how I was using them, but whatever. And I'll use Cherry Cobbler ink on this one. In my blog post that goes out at 11 a.m. Central today, you will be able to find all of the measurements in case you missed any, and the recipe cards, which I'll show you an example of in a second. Product list of all the supplies that you need to make these projects. And if you ever find any errors in that stuff, let me know and I can fix it, add it, take it off, whatever. You'll also find links to all the specials Stampin' Up has going on, my specials, ordering links, etc., etc. Okay, so I'm just putting the base together. Then I said I would give these measurements. So the designer paper, the snowflakes, 2.5 by 4. That means this evergreen is going to be 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. So evergreen, or the designer paper goes on the evergreen. And then my tree will go on with dimensionals. I'm using my minis still. I'm using mini dimensionals the whole time. Maybe I'll put an extra there. So 4 dimensionals on my tree. I'm not going to put it all the way to the top because I'm going to put a bow on top of it. And then I have my little bucket or pail or pot for the tree to go in. The gold foil, and that will go right below the tree. I'll just cover. I guess I could go, maybe it should go this way actually. Maybe the tree should be hanging over the pot, right? I don't know. I think that's more correct. See if I can fix that on my other sample. Yes, no problem. Okay. Then the ornaments. So I just want 1 of each. Pick 3 good ones there. Mini Stampin' Dimensionals will be perfect. Notice on the back, well, I don't know if you can see it, they're so tiny, but there's stamping on the back. That was a rejected piece of paper, actually from last week's Facebook Live. I used it for these ornaments. And I kept putting these on upside down, so you do need to look closely and find where the little hole is, where they've, you know, drawn the hole, which is the top of the ornament. And I'm just putting 3, so a little zigzag pattern there. 1, 2, 3. Let me go ahead and put this on my card front with dimensionals. These cards are very popped up today. Lots of dimension. Right in the center, my greeting is going to be like the previous one, where I'm going to overlap it on this tree section here. So it's 2 levels of dimensionals up. So on the back of the right, I need 2 dimensionals stacked. And on the back of the left, I just need adhesive. I want to fill in that space right there where there's no ornament. Sorry. And then also, here's where we're going to use all these gold festive pearls. Not that I don't have more of these pearls in this room, but you know. So I'm going to put a lot of pearls on here, these gold ones. I think they're going to look awesome. These are my little Christmas ornaments on the tree. I don't like where this one is. So I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's like 8. Nope, like 8 of those. And then you have lots of options for your tree topper, but I'm going to do ribbon. I want all of this out of my camera. Okay. Maybe if I push it. Oh, I forgot I had angled it for the dye machine. Where's the ribbon? Right here. Okay, so I'm just going to do a bunny ear bow real quick. 2 bunny ears. Lots of space in between. Leave it attached to the roll. An ear in each hand. Lots of space in between. All my fingers are pointing at me. The purpose of that is so I haven't twisted and turned the ribbon. You need it flat the whole time to get a pretty bow. Right loop over left, and then, or right ear, and then right ear push down into the rabbit hole and pull. It will look terrible usually, and then you just fix it. Make the bow as large or small as you want by pulling on the tails or pulling, you know, undoing the loops basically. And I did want these tails to be longer than normal for me. For this, because they're on the top of the tree, or this is on top of the tree. So mini glue dot. And, oh gosh, hold on. We have a spam. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to delete. Okay. I think I caught it pretty quick. Woo! Okay. Mini glue dot. That was in the comments if you didn't see it. For the bow. Put it right on top of this tree. So pretty. Need to turn that side a little bit, but that's okay. That is the last card. What do y'all think? Do you like trimming the tree? The bundle. Let me bring it in close and show you the original. I like the bow on today's card better, so that's good for your prize you have a chance to win. Let's look at all of the cards from today's video using the Trimming the Tree bundle, which is only while supplies last. You can get the dies. I mean, you can get the stamp set until the annual catalog goes out at minimum, but not the dies. They're while supplies last in September, or they end September 30th. Thank you, Marcia. Thanks, Dolly. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Stacy. Tammy loves this set. I agree, Tammy. I've loved it since, before the dies came out. Thanks, Jackie and Sue. Sarah loves all the pretty embossing today. I'm not usually doing all that. So thank you, Sarah. Love the little ornaments, Sue. Yes, aren't they adorable? And that's the kind of stuff I'm usually honestly lazy about. So I was like, don't be lazy. Just stamp a whole bunch, because I didn't even know what the card was going to be. I stamped a whole bunch of them first, die cut them out, and then figured out my card. So that did help me on that part. Thank you, Facebook user. Thanks, Sandy. Last one is your favorite, Julie. Actually, that's why I did that one last, because it was my favorite too. I forgot to say that. So thank you, thank you, Julie. Debbie, thanks. Cindy, thanks. All right, so I do have a couple more samples to show you from this stamp set. Also, this is what the recipe card will look like on my blog. There's one for each card. It will have the measurements and the supplies used. This is where if you find a mistake, let me know, because I'm literally looking at the card and typing these in. So sometimes I just miss things on accident, but I don't mind adding it, and then you can print it if you want, or just refer to it, save it to your computer, whatever. But anyway, that's the recipe card, which is created on mystampinstuff.com, which is up there on the right side, I believe, of your screen, mystampinstuff.com. It's a website where you can keep all of your inventory of all your Stampin' Up! Merchandise. You can add things that aren't Stampin' Up! You can search by keywords like love, Christmas, ornament, tree, whatever, fall, and find products that you own that use those or don't own, current or retired, etc. Keep lists, as many lists as you want, and you can create your recipe cards on there as well. So any questions on that, let me know. And then let me show you these other samples. And these are the cards you can have a chance to win today, or even on replay, just by commenting on the video on YouTube or Facebook. And if you share it, you'll get entered again, but make sure you comment that you shared. So as a reminder, here's the sample I showed earlier, just using the trees. So the tree dies. So again, you can mix and match all your stuff, of course, as you know, but just in case you forgot, these are with the Santa stuff, the ho, or no, it's not called that. It's called Santa. Sorry, I got confused. These last 4 samples I'm going to show are from a Stamp-A-Stack that we did actually a little while back. was that, a couple of months? I can't even remember. Maybe in August, Stamp a Stack. But anyway, we used it. Look, we had to hand cut this out. I had no clue these dies were coming at that time. Maybe I would have held off on holding this class. But anyway, I like this one with the musical notes embossing folder, the merry melody in the background. Of course, a Z fold. So here's how I use those two stamps together, the swaggy ones that Sarah said, maybe this is the string, that's the lights. Perfect. On that card, we use some celebration paper. And then last but not least, this one, which I really liked how it turned out. So we just used the tree without the extra branches. And then we stamped it off to make it lighter. I thought that looked really good. So that's soft succulent stamped off there. So there's those ideas for you as well. Any questions on anything? Of course, as always, let me know. The one with the 3 trees is your favorite, Eleanor. This one. Yes. Love it. Thank you. Oh, Sue, you are welcome for the cards we sent you last week. I was very behind on my prizes as usual, but I always get them out eventually. So you're welcome, Sue. And thank you. Thanks to all of y'all again for watching or sharing or commenting or liking or etc. Because it all helps me. So I appreciate it. Thanks, Kylie. Thanks, Margie. I'm trying to see if I missed saying hi to anybody, but of course I have to remember. Hey, Betty, I don't think I said hi to you. Angie Ann, good morning to you guys. Suzanne. Oh, yes, we talked to Suzanne about the retreat. Martha, good morning. New Martha from our other Martha on YouTube. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I will let you go. I'm going to eat lunch and then type tutorials for... Oh, Landa says thanks for the birthday wishes, by the way. One more happy birthday to Landa because today's her birthday and she deserves all the recognition. Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, so I'm going to type tutorials for classes that are Saturday. I'm going to type those today, email them out tomorrow. As a reminder, card class, Stamp a Stack, and Sampler have 2 spots. Scrapbook has 1 spot. And don't forget about the ordering special today with all the extra free gifts you can get from me. If you order online today, I always have ordering specials. But today I have extra ordering specials because of the big sale with Stampin' Up. So you can get free accessory, free class packet, free designer paper, free card samples, etc. with your online orders today. So don't forget about all that. Yeah, and if you have any questions, let me know. All right, I will let you guys go and have a great week. I should see you next week. Next week's going to be crazy for me, but I plan to be on live. So